Today we're taking a look at the Puma RS-Z or RS-Z. Now if you're from Canada, or I think just any other country other than the United States, you guys are going to call it the Z, but in America I believe you guys pronounce it Z. Now it really doesn't really matter, it's the exact same sneaker at the end of the day. Now the particular colorway of the RS-Z that I'm going to be reviewing today are the Red Campus. Now of course there are going to be other colorways available, but this one's probably going to be one of my favorite colorways because if you know me, you know how much I love black, red, and white colorways. And also before we dive into the review, I got to give a huge thank you to Puma for sending these over and making this video possible. So let's talk about it. The RS-Z. This is a brand new Puma lifestyle sneaker which has a really athletic driven kind of aesthetic, and it is from the RS or running system family. Now if you guys don't know, this is basically the new big brother or little brother to the RS-X, one of Puma's best selling sneakers, I'd have to say. This OG colorway of the RS-X is one of the fan favorites for a lot of people, and they most recently sent me a different colorway of the RS-X which you might like. We're going to talk about it just briefly later in the video. This colorway right here is also on the Puma website. I'll leave a link down below. You can cop these for some amazing prices right now. When it comes to the RS line, I think of a comfortable sneaker that's going to be good for daily wear but also still look really fresh. Now there's a lot of sneakers out there that are good for daily use but they're not as comfortable, or they're just not as stylish or the way you want them to look. However, I think this is a really good hybrid in between fashion and function at the same time, similar to how the RS-X is for me. This is just the new updated version in 2021, the RS-Z. One thing I really like about this shoe is the comfort level. Like when I wear these shoes, you guys will see on feet, I have a bunch of different pants to go with these, so you guys can see how you can style them differently. And when it comes to the comfort on these, I usually save comfort for later, but the comfort on this shoe is definitely one of the highlights for me. So I'm going to give these a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10. That is definitely a high rating for when it comes to sneakers that aren't necessarily a performance driven model. Now of course, if you wanted to run in these shoes, you most definitely could, but I probably wouldn't run in these for more than 10 to 15 minutes. It's a solid gym option, but if you're doing anything longer than 20 minutes of running, you probably want to go for a different silhouette, because this again is more of a lifestyle athletic sneaker, an athleisure sneaker if you will, compared to some other silhouettes out there. But yeah, if you are familiar with the Puma RS line, like the RSO, the RSX, and now the RS-Z, it has a similar but new kind of look to it. The vibe that the sneaker gives is very familiar, but this is just an updated take on it, which I really like. My first impression of this sneaker was dang. That is definitely a bold, loud sneaker. The way that the colors splash onto the sneaker in different areas really make it stand out. Now let's take a look at these sneakers up close. These use some gray and red leather on the side, which do contrast each other really well. You of course have some mesh as well on the toe box. You got gray mesh along with black mesh on the side, and you have these stripe panel overlay right on top of that black mesh. So that mesh does allow it to stay on the more of a lightweight side and keep it more athletic looking, but at the same time the leather is going to provide the sneaker with a more durable kind of foundation. So if you do wear these a lot, the leather will allow these to last a little longer than if it were just a purely mesh sneaker. One thing you're going to notice on the shoe is that this gray kind of leather kind of is deceiving. When I first saw this shoe, I was like, I wonder if that's going to be a reflective material, and it isn't. But there's a pro and con to that, because if it was a reflective material, when these do crease, the creasing looks horrible. If you haven't had reflective sneakers in the past, after one wear, it definitely shows really it looks damaged almost. Now before we get to the midsole, which is definitely a highlight of the shoe, let's talk about the center of the shoe going down the middle of it. So you have this two-tone tongue with gray and red, and then you also have this white and red RS or running system tag going down to the center of the shoe. And there's also a little kind of thing on the back as well that you can pull to. This little loop is super easy if you need to use that for whatever reason. Taking a look at the shoelaces, these have white flat laces but with a subtle touch of reflective accents with these dots that have a certain pattern on it. So I'll show you guys a photo of that on screen of what it looks like when you take a flash photo, and that's when I also learned that the gray panels weren't a reflective material. But hey, the laces being reflective is pretty nice, especially at nighttime. If you're gonna wear these, they will pop if a car drives by, or if you just happen to take a photo with flash at nighttime. This is a sneaker that a lot of my short kings are going to enjoy. It is a chunky midsole. This shoe will at least add 1 inch to your height. So if you were looking for a shoe to give you that extra boost, the RS-Z or RS-Z is definitely a shoe that will make you feel taller. The running system tech in the midsole is one of my favorite things that Puma offers for when it comes to their RS line. It feels just like the RS-X or the RSO. This would probably be my go-to in terms of comfort for the RS line. But yeah, you have this chunky like red thing that sticks out. Some people might not like that. I kind of don't mind it at all, but there is some texture to it. There's also a texture to the black bar on the midsole as well. Then you have all this going on in the back. It's quite a busy looking sneaker, and on top of that you also have these like diagonal gray and red lines going across the shoe, which make it stand out. And when it comes to like Christmas time and all that, it kind of gives me the candy cane kind of vibes, although it's not white and red, but it's still definitely a sneaker I feel like I'll happily wear during the holiday season if I'm not getting bombarded with snow outside. And how could I forget, you also have some RS running system branding basically debossed into the leather in the back right there, just to let you know it is an RS sneaker by Puma. When it comes to sizing and comfort and durability, I feel like this shoe is going to be a shoe that's going to get a lot of wear. I beat up my other like Puma RS-X models a ton, and they still look great. Like, take a look, like, bro, I've worn this pair so much, like all around the world, and it's still holding up great. And then when it comes to the sizing, I would definitely recommend going your true size. I'm typically a size 10, and Puma sent over this size 10, and it fit perfectly. Do not go half a size down, that will suck. And if you have a wider foot, going up half a size might be recommended, but I honestly don't have a wide feet, so I don't want to speak on other people's behalf. So if you are just like a regular narrow or just a regular size kind of, a regular kind of shaped foot, true to size is what you want to do for this pair. Now when it comes to styling these, I think my favorite way to style these is with some like black jogger pants or some black sweatpants. It definitely has that athleisure vibe, that look, so you can play these up for more of a streetwear look if you wanted to with some black joggers, or you can go for more of a low-key subtle look with some black or gray sweatpants. However, I'm not a huge fan of tan joggers I have on feet for some of the footage, but when it came to the other pair, this RS-X, this is probably not a pair I would wear with tan joggers. That's why I didn't bother showing any on-feet footage with that. Another small bonus for the RS-Z is that it has an insole that is removable, and it is really, really comfortable. So if you wanted to take it out, slap it into a sneaker that isn't as comfortable, you can definitely get a lot of value out of that. So if you don't want to wear these shoes every day, you can still get value out of the insole they include, because it is a high quality insole compared to some other shoes out there. Overall, I gotta say I am super pleased with Puma's latest entry when it comes to their newest sneakers for 2021. Definitely something I could recommend to you guys a ton, just like I've recommended the RS-X to you guys in the past. I'll leave links down below to both of these sneakers in the description, so if you guys want to cop them, you can absolutely do so. With that said, comment down below what you guys think about Puma's latest entry for 2021, the Puma RS-Z. Hit that like button as well, and I'll be styling these over on my Instagram at SneakerTalkCA if you guys want to see how I style these this weekend. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.